Alrighty guys, I literally just got back from the gym and not even 2 seconds in, I look like a mess, but this will be the last and final update that I give on the Beat Studio Pro because the next video that will come after this will most likely be my review. Now, I just want to disclaim, I don't have them, I don't own them, so don't go making theories, but this will be the final episode that I make the main topic as we are going to take a look at the full spec sheet and the release date that was leaked by a reliable Apple leaker on the Beat Studio Pro. Alrighty, the first story, the main story, and the only story for today. We're not going to do any other two. We're going to keep it straight and simple. We're going to talk all about the spec sheet for the Beat Studio Pro. Now, the Beat Studio Pro, if you have been watching my videos, I've been covering it extensively. I talked about the leaked images. I've also talked about the FCC listing. I've also talked about pretty much everything that needs to be said. Well, now, according to 9to5Mac, they have obtained a spec sheet that gives every new feature, battery life details, and everything you need to know about the new Beat Studio Pro. For starters, before we talk about the specs, in regards to the release date, it is going to be very soon because according to a reliable Apple leaker, he recently went on a FM connected podcast and he claimed that the Beat Studio Pros are set for a release date of July 19th. So that means that they will be launched on July 19th. Retail stores will probably most likely either have them available for pre-order or even have them in stock. We'll have to wait and see when we get there. But July 19th is the release date according to the leaker. Now this leaker, Mike Hurley, who is known to be very Apple focused, is usually on point. So I definitely will hold him up to a high standard, but that's just me. Now when we take a look at the actual details of the spec sheet list, here's everything that is described. For starters, let's go right into it. The active noise canceling, transparency, and sound quality. According to this spec sheet, it seems that the Studio Pros are going to be pracked major improvement in audio quality. They feature 2 custom 40mm drivers capable of, quote, near zero distortion even at high volume. So if you like to blast your music really, really loud, good news for you, you're not going to get distorted noise. You're not going to hear any distortion even at that highest volume, near zero. So that's very, very good. According to the sheets, it says here that it is an improvement of 80% compared to the Beat Studio 3 for the increased audio fidelity. Well, no wonder it'd be 80%. The Beat Studio 3s are over 6 years old, so how are they even going in the same conversation? I don't know. Going on further, there is also an integrated digital processor that will optimize the final frequency response for a powerful yet balanced sound profile crafted to bring out the subtle details of whatever you're listening to. So it's kind of similar to Apple's version of adaptive EQ, but with Beat's custom-owned made processor. Also going into the details, active noise canceling transparency will also be improved. At least transparency will be brought over from the studios. And also, it will support spatial audio with Dolby Atmos. Now, in regards to spatial audio, it will have dynamic head tracking and support for personalized spatial audio. Now, that's a very cool feature as the only headphones that have had that are the AirPods. So seeing that the Beat Studio Pros will feature that is a very, very good positive. It will help to give a more custom detailed for people that are in the Apple ecosystem and also will deliver better spatial performance. Now, whether or not it's going to be better than the AirPods Max remains to be seen, and also if it's even better in general with the head tracking. But in regards to the head tracking and the active noise canceling, apparently, according to the connectivity, this is where we get into the chipset. It says here that just like the AirPods Max, it will feature USB-C and will include the 3.5mm headphone jack. It seems that they're also even generous enough to include the cable in the box. How about that? Apple couldn't do it, so Beat said, you know what? We're gonna do it for you. But in Apple fashion, there is a little vice versa. However, if you use the USB-C cable, according to reports, if you use a USB-C to 3.5 input, it says here you will be offered 3 listening modes. The Beat Signature Profile, which delivers the most balanced tuning. The Entertainment Profile, which boosts select portions of audio and offers more experience for movies and games. And then of course, the conversation profile, which offers a frequency of voice and more ideal for phone calls. So I don't know if this is allowed only for wired connection or wireless, but the fact that they're giving you more customization if you connected hardwire is excellent across the board. So I think that this is actually very, very good news so far from what we're hearing. But whether or not it's practical and on paper, we'll have to wait and see when we actually use it in the real world. Now we get into the iOS and Android integration, and this is where we get our first negative according to 9to5Mac. Unfortunately, it appears that the Studio Pros do not have an Apple's H series chip. It will not have an H1 or the H2. Instead, it looks like they are opting to use their custom designed Beats chips for improved cross-platform support. Now, I'm not necessarily against this. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's a very good thing. But here's the thing. Over-ear headphones on the market right now are on a slight decline. Not because they're not good, it's just that people are opting for in-ear buds as a whole. The in-ear market is booming. Those are being sold more than over-ears. And with all of these features, with dynamic head tracking, spatial audio, ANC, transparency, having an Apple H1 chip would help to improve the quality and performance. And I'm just saying that it also has good Android support as well, with the Fit Pro being able to do almost exactly the same. And it makes me wonder, why did the Fit Pro get the H1 chip to begin with if Beats is just going to be using their customized chips? I don't get it, but if they want to do that, then go ahead. But at least it's cross-platform, so it can be used with the Apple ecosystem and Android, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Last thing to talk about is the design and battery life. For the battery life, it is going to be an improvement. You are going to get 40 hours of total listening time. You get up to 24 hours with ANC and transparency on, and if you charge in for 10 minutes, you can get 4 hours of playback. Now, this is very similar to the Studio 3s already, but 24 hours of playtime is pretty good. And then you can get 40 hours. So, not the worst thing in the world, it's actually pretty good. And then lastly, to take a look at the design, it says here that while it is going to retain the same Beats Studio 3 design, the ear cups are going to get a new design, whereas they are now going to be using engineered seamless leather, which might just be synthetic, but they claim it's going to be real leather, delivering all-day comfort and durability. And the premium metal slider is also going to offer a more wide range of adjustment, creating a flexible fit, so it may be very similar to the Solo Pros. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out. So now that we've gone over all of the specs and everything, and if you want to read more about it, I will leave a link in the description. What are my final thoughts? Well, listen, it's essentially everything we've already been talking about, and it's essentially everything we knew it was going to be. I think I'm a little bit more surprised that they're going to put dynamic head tracking and spatial audio without Apple's H series chip, because I'm really curious as how it's going to perform and how Beats is going to use their custom chipsets to optimize, at least for the Apple ecosystem users, this feature. I'm glad though that it is available for Android users, and I'm glad that it will have cross compatibility. And the retail price is looking to be around the same. So for $350, you are actually getting a lot more value. You're getting a better pair of headphones. I just really hope that this isn't the last over-ears that Beats make, because the Studios is what put them on the map. I'm not saying they're audiophile headphones. I'm not even saying they're the greatest headphones in the world, but they're a fun pair to use when you're in the gym. They're a great pair to take with you if you want to stay in the Apple ecosystem without going all the way over to the AirPod Max. But, you know, not having an H series chip may compromise some of the performances, but again, we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I'm really excited, and I cannot wait for it to come out. And as soon as Apple announces it, I am putting in my order and I'm going to review it. I'm absolutely excited, and I really hope that these Beats headphones are a start to hopefully them continuing the support, and then hopefully we get follow-ups to the Solo Pro or even Solo 3 if you want to go that far. But I am definitely excited. I can't wait for them to come out, and I hope you guys are just excited as me, and make sure you subscribe because the review will be coming out very soon.